สวัสดีครับยินดีต้อนรับเข้าสู่ Pokemon Show and Tell with me คำว่า Show and Tell Show ก็คือเอาสิ่งของมาโชว์แล้วก็คำว่า Tell ก็คือเล่านะครับก็คือวันนี้เพิร์ทจะเอาของโปเกมอนมาโชว์ให้ทุกคนดูแล้วก็เล่าเรื่องราวของแต่ละชิ้นนะครับก็สำหรับคนที่ไม่น่าจะมีคนไม่รู้นะครับแต่ว่าเผื่อยังมีคนไม่รู้ก็คือเพิร์ทเป็นคนชอบโปเกมอนมากๆตั้งแต่อายุ6 ขวบถึงปัจจุบันนะครับเป็นคนที่ไม่เคยหยุดพักชอบโปเกมอนเลยแต่ก็อาจจะมีช่วงที่ไม่ได้จริงจังมากแต่ก็รักมาตลอดเราก็จะรักตลอดไป So for those of you who don't know I am a huge Pokemon fan and I have been since the age of 6 until now and from here onwards as well. So today I'm going to show you guys some of my Pokemon things. So for example, games, cards and other things like that. And some of these things have kind of interesting stories, so I'm going to tell you guys the stories behind some of these things. Also, if you like the video, please don't forget to press subscribe, like, and then also leave a comment below telling me what your favorite Pokemon is and also what your favorite Pokemon game is. So like most people, the thing that got me into Pokemon was of course the Pokemon anime which was on TV. I think it was every morning at 7 o'clock. I think back then at that time there was no little kid who didn't want to be Ash Ketchum or Satoshi, which is his name in Asia and like in his original name, but in English that we call him Ash Ketchum, so that's something interesting. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you guys today is this. So it's kind of hard to see because of the light, but this is my original gold version from Game Boy Color. So this was the first Pokemon game that I ever played in my whole life, and this is actually the original like copy of it. I don't think it works very well anymore because the battery doesn't let me save, but I just hold on to it because, you know, nostalgia reasons. So I used to play this on my Game Boy Color, and the color of my Game Boy Color was, I had the see-through, I think it was called Ice. ตอนนี้เพิร์ทก็ยังจำได้ตอนที่ได้เกมนี้มานะครับมันเป็นคริสต์มาสของปี 2000 เพิร์ทเพิ่งอายุ6 ขวบตอนนั้นนะครับแล้วก็จำได้ว่าแบบลุ้นมากๆว่าคริสต์มาสปีนั้นจะได้แบบโปเกมอนจะได้เกมบอยหรือเปล่าอะไรอย่างนี้นะครับแล้วก็ตื่นขึ้นมาจำได้ว่าพ่อแม่ยังไม่ได้ตื่นเลยก็เลยแบบรีบไปปลุกพ่อแบบซานต้าเขาส่งอะไรมาให้หรือเปล่าแล้วก็พ่อก็แบบแล้วตอนนั้นพ่อก็ยอมตื่นแล้วเขาก็ไปตรงที่ตู้เสื้อผ้ามันจะมีช่วงข้างบนที่เอาไปเก็บของได้แต่ว่าเด็กมันขึ้นไปดูไม่ได้เพราะว่ามันสูงไปแล้วพ่อก็แบบเอามือขึ้นไปอย่างเงี้ยแล้วก็หยิบอันนี้ออกมาให้ด้วยเกมบอยนะครับแต่ว่าเครื่องเกมบอยยังมีอยู่แต่ว่าหาไม่เจอก็เลยไม่ได้เอามาโชว์แล้วก็ตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นก็คือติดถ้าจะไม่ผิดอันนี้คือเกมแรกในชีวิตแบบรวมถึงพวก PlayStation Xbox อะไรก็ตามอาจจะพูดแบบนี้ก็ได้เกมตัวนี้นะครับทำให้เพิร์ทติดเกมแล้วก็เพื่อนสนิทที่อยู่ใกล้บ้านเขาได้เหมือนกันแต่ว่าเขาได้เกมเป็นซิลเวอร์ก็คือตัวที่เราจับไม่ได้เขาก็จับได้แล้วก็ส่งให้เรามันก็จะมีคลิปขึ้นมาแบบจึกและเพราะเกมนี้แล้วก็เพื่อนที่อยู่ใกล้บ้านนะครับมันทำให้พวกเรา2 คนสนิทกันมากขึ้นเพราะว่ามันมีความรู้สึกว่าเป็นโชคชะตาเพราะว่าผมได้โกลด์พอดีนะครับแล้วก็เพื่อนได้ซิลเวอร์แล้วก็ได้เป็นของขวัญคริสต์มาสเหมือนกัน So one important thing I forgot to mention about gold version is that I chose Chikorita as my very first Pokemon, and that's the reason why Chikorita is my favorite Pokemon because it's the very first Pokemon I ever used in the game. Okay, back to the regular video. แล้วก็พอเล่นอันนี้เสร็จนะครับก็กลับไปเล่นรุ่นเก่าก็คือตัวนี้นะครับ Blue version. So after I finished playing Gold, I was still super into Pokemon, so I went and bought the older ones, which was Blue version and Yellow version, but actually I can't find my Yellow version at the moment, but I still have Blue. And it's kind of funny because I didn't know until semi-recently, and by recently I mean like a few years ago, in Japan, the original Pokemon games were red and green, but for some reason in the West we got red and blue, so I got blue. So if you know why they changed it from green to blue, please let me know in the comment section because actually I really want to find out. So after Gold and Blue, of course I played the following Pokemon games. So I had Sapphire version, I had Leaf Green version and also Pokemon Diamond as well, but unfortunately I sold those around like when I was 13 or 14 or something like that. And I really regret selling them now, but I do have some other Pokemon games to show you. So after that was Pokemon Black version, White 2, and then after that, because I had the original Gold version, so of course I got Heart Gold, Pokemon X. Because I got the original Sapphire version, so I got Alpha Sapphire 2. And then Pokemon Sun.
Pikachu.
Oops. โอเคนะครับ เรื่องเกมคุยเสร็จแล้วนะครับ ต่อไปก็คืออันนี้นะครับ มันคือการ์ดโปเกมอนนะครับ การ์ดพวกนี้นะครับเริ่มสะสมตั้งแต่6 ขวบ คนที่แบบค่อนข้างละเอียดเรื่องโปเกมอนการ์ดนะครับ ก็จะเห็นว่าอันนี้มันเป็นการ์ดแบบรุ่นแรกสุดของโปเกมอนการ์ดนะครับ อันนี้คือรุ่นแรกๆที่แบบเปิดขายเลย เดี๋ยวเข้าไปดูกันดีๆ Okay, so the first page we have the original Pokemon series. So these were the main cards that everybody wanted, the 3 starter Pokemon, so Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise. Then as I flick through, it goes through like different series like Fossil series. Actually, this series here is my favorite, the Gym Leader series. I don't know why I liked it, it's just so cool. The Pokemon belong to the Gym Leader and has their picture in the corner. Then as I go through, well, this one was really cool, the Rocket series. So you had Dark Pokemon. I never got Dark Charizard though, that was one I always wanted. I mean, I have one, but this is not the shiny version. So as I flick through, you can see it goes through different generations of Pokemon, like 3rd generation and so on. And some of these cards aren't actually rare, but I just put them in because I like them. And then these are like some really recent cards. I don't really buy cards that much anymore, to be honest, but occasionally, if I have the urge to, I might buy a pack or two. Okay, so arguably the most special Pokemon card in my collection is this card here. Sorry about the light. For people who play Pokemon, you know that finding a shiny Pokemon is such a big thing. Like I remember playing through the games when I was younger and you would play the whole game, even play it through 3 times, maybe 4 times, and you would never see a shiny Pokemon. Like it was the most rarest, specialist, amazing thing that could ever happen to someone who plays Pokemon. Except now it's a little bit easier than it was before, and not that it's any less special, but before it was, I just feel like it was a bit harder before than it was now. They started to print sets of cards, so next to the Pokemon's name there is a star. And if they had that star, then the actual Pokemon in the artwork would be the shiny color. So you actually get like a shiny Pokemon card, if that makes sense. The Pokemon is shiny. The card is also shiny, but the Pokemon is the shiny version. So if you can kind of see, whoop, oh, here, you can see it here. The star next to his name. So I don't really know what these are called, but me and my friends, we just called them star Pokemon. There's also actually a kind of funny story behind this card. So what happened was at the local supermarket, like in my neighborhood, they never sell Pokemon cards because it's just a local supermarket. So if you wanted to go and buy Pokemon cards, you would have to go to like a larger shopping center, or you would have to go into the city, and then you'd have to go to a game store or something like that, someone that actually sells the proper cards, and they were also quite expensive. But one day after school, me and my best friend, we went down to the local supermarket and they were selling Pokemon cards, and also they were almost 1/4 of the price. So usually at that time, back in the day, it was maybe $6 or something, $6 to $7 for 1 pack of Pokemon cards, but the supermarket was selling it for $2 each. So we would save our money and then we would go to the supermarket. Then we would spend all our money on Pokemon cards, like buying like 2 or 3 packets at a time. We went down to the supermarket because we knew that they were running out, but I feel like we were the only ones buying them. So we kind of had a good idea of how much stock was left. So there were only 2 packets left in the store, so we bought 1 each. Then I remember we went down to the playground and we both sat on a swing and we opened the pack of Pokemon cards. So you know, typically in movies or in like cartoons, when someone is surprised, they make this sound like, oh. But really, no one really does that in real life. So what happened was, I think it might be the only time in my whole life where that sound just came out of my body and I had no control over it. It just came out. So I was opening the packet of Pokemon cards and then I saw this card and I still remember it so vividly in my head. I went, oh! And my friend was like, what? And I was like, oh, Trico Star. And he was like, oh my God. And also what made it more special was that it was the very last packet in the store as well. So it was just super, 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 super special. So yeah, that's the story behind this special card. I also forgot to mention that this is my favorite shirt at the moment. I just bought it last week because it has Pikachu's tail here. And then on the back, I'll show you. On the back, it has a Pokeball. So I thought what better shirt to wear for this video than my favorite Pokemon themed shirt. Okay, so next up, I have these. So for those of you who remember, on Super Smash Bros. U, they introduced these figurines called
Amiibo!
And to be honest, I wasn't really that interested in the whole amiibo thing, but then I saw that they made some really cool Pokemon ones. I couldn't really say no, so I have Greninja, Charizard or Lizardon, and Pikachu. Last year I was lucky enough to go on a trip to Japan, and while I was there, of course, I couldn't go to Japan without visiting the Pokemon Center. I'm going to show you guys some things that I picked up while I was at the Pokemon Center over there. So one thing that I did a lot of was the thing เครื่องที่มันหยอดเหรียญแล้วก็หมุนแล้วก็บอลมันลงออกมาแล้วก็ได้ของมันคืออะไรそれなんて言うんだっけガチャポン So gachapon. So I was playing the gachapon machine, and so I just got these cute little Pokemon badges from the machine at the Pokemon Center. So I have a Pokeball badge and also Pikachu at Rainbow Bridge. I'm gonna start putting this on shirts every now and then, like when I do interviews and stuff, so just be on the lookout for this Pokeball badge. Okay, some other cool things that I picked up at the Pokemon Center were these folders. I just thought they were really cute. Like they just have Pokemon things all over them. Contents of trainer's bag. It's funny, like when you buy these kind of really cute things, like you think like, oh, they're so cute, and then they're so cute that you don't even want to use them. So I haven't actually used them yet, but I'm planning to use them sometime. So I got 2 of these. The last thing I bought from the Pokemon Center was this plushie. So actually, this Skull Bunny plushie, I didn't buy it for myself. I bought it for my brother because my brother's favorite starter from because my brother's favorite starter from Sword and Shield is Skull Bunny, so I picked this up for him. Okay, so that's the end of Pokemon Show and Tell for today. If you enjoyed the video, or if you want to see more Pokemon related content, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!